Hey boys, welcome to the NinjaNamedJay channel, and today I will be reviewing Season 2 Episode 1 of The Last of Us. So first I'll just quickly talk about my experience with the franchise. So I'm going into the series somewhat blind because I never played the games growing up. At most, I probably only watched PewDiePie play the first game when it came out. And the second game, I did not play. But you know, they're making a TV show, so they've stepped into my world. From what I gather, the second season will be based primarily on the second game. And I do know the rough outlines of what happened in the second game, so I kinda know where the series will be heading. But anyway, if you don't know how my videos work, I'm gonna give a little recap over what happened during the episode, and then at the end, I'll give my little thoughts. So we start the episode with what happened at the end of Season 1. And if you don't remember, at the end of Season 1, Joel saves Ellie from being killed by the Fireflies to get like a vaccine. And while he's walking away from the hospital, if you remember, he has a bit of a conversation with Ellie. And Ellie basically questions him on what happened. Joel explains to Ellie that the Fireflies had already experimented on immune people and that they were unable to find a cure. And Ellie asks if the story is true, and Joel reassures her that the story is true, and Ellie replies okay. So that's how we start off the episode, but then we cut to the Fireflies. And they're having this like little funeral. They got a bunch of crosses. You know, they buried their dead. And there's fucking giraffes in the background, you know, as fan service. Because, you know, in the first game, you feed the giraffes at the zoo and shit. And the Fireflies, you know, they're crying because, you know, Joel shat on them. He killed a bunch of them. He was like, ba 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 ba. And they're like, oh, we don't even know who Joel is. We don't know who he is, you know. And then we see this character, Abby. And she's like, yeah, we do know who he is, and we're gonna fucking kill him. And she's putting on this fucking tough girl act, and it's so fucking cringe, because she is not intimidating whatsoever. So in the game, she's like this pretty buff looking bitch. She does have a somewhat impressive physique, especially considering, you know, it's the apocalypse and there's not a lot of protein to go around. So in the games, she's somewhat intimidating, but in the show, they've just casted this like 5'1" bitch. This skinny 5'1" fucking bitch. She is not scary whatsoever. But then we have a 5-year time jump. But then we see Ellie, she's fighting in a barn. And then she fucking puts this motherfucker in a triangle and then transitions into a fucking Kimura. Some pretty elite BJJ work going on here, I can't lie. Then she starts arguing with this Asian guy cause her training partner pulled a punch. And she's like, don't pull punches, don't pull punches. But bitch, you're 5'1". He would knock your fucking ass out, bitch, okay? Then we cut to Joel, and he's talking to Ellie's friend Dina. And he's just complaining about Ellie. You know, they've got beef. They've got a little beef, because Ellie, she's like, she doesn't really believe the story of what happened when she was getting, you know, experimented on by the Fireflies. So she kind of resents Joel for that. She kind of, you know, she's got an idea of what happened. And Joel, he's crying to Dina, and we find out Joel is in therapy. He's having these little therapy sessions. I just want to talk about Dina right quick, because, ooh, she's a hot piece of fucking Latinx ass. She is pretty fine. And Latinas, you know, they're not really my thing, personally, but she is pretty bad. She kind of reminds me, if you guys watch UFC, she kind of looks like Nina Drama. You know, she's pretty cute, so, you know, if she's watching this, you know, hit me up at NinjaNamedJay on Instagram and Twitter. But then we cut to Ellie. She's outside. She's practicing with Tommy. If you don't remember Tommy, he's Joel's brother. And they're outside, and they're fucking shooting the clickers. And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know. This seems like a waste of fucking bullets. I'm pretty sure they have like an operation in the town where they make their own bullets. But even then, I don't know. You're just killing some random fucking clickers who are walking some other fucking way. Just seems like a bit of a waste to me. But here during the scene, Ellie convinces Tommy to go on patrol. Here we find out that Joel is pressuring Tommy to take her off the patrol. And we also learned in the first scene, where she's, you know, doing all this BJJ, that the Asian dude, I forgot his name, he made the training partner pull the punch out of fear that Joel will, you know, get mad if Ellie gets knocked out. But anyway, we have a couple of pretty boring Joel scenes. He's having this meeting with the leader, or the de facto leader, because, you know, there's this gay fucking council in the town. Pretty gay if you ask me, with the black bitch, who is Tommy's wife. you know, his sister-in-law, and they're having this fucking really gay meeting. So they've taken in a bunch of refugees, and they've got nowhere to fucking house them. And she's mad at Joel for not, like, building shit faster. Like, sorry, you know, you can't make a building out of fucking magic, bitch. I don't know why she's mad. Joel's saying to her, you know, we can't take this many people in. Which is absolutely fucking true. They, you know, fuck off. Get them out of here. Get them out. And then she's like saying all this cringe shit. Oh, it's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. She's like, you know, you were an immigrant once here too. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Just average cringe, you know, Neil Cuckman writing. Then we also see the therapist scene. He goes to his therapist, and this scene was pretty fucking trash. The writing was terrible for this scene. Just really fucking corny. You can tell, you know, Neil Cuckman goes on Reddit a lot. It's just fucking corny as fuck. And the actress that plays the therapist, she's not that good. She's like some, you know, comedic actor. I don't rate her whatsoever, especially in this scene. She was really bad. She was just overacting really, really badly. It was painful. And then, also in the scene, really fucking cringe, Joel is paying her in weed. Like, that's just kind of cringe. And I don't even hate weed. But come on. But I did like at the end of the scene, she gets mad because apparently Joel fucking killed her husband. And I found that pretty funny. She got pretty mad. But yeah, then we cut to Ellie, and she's going on patrol with Dina. And oh my god, these two are fucking annoying together. I couldn't imagine being on patrol with them. They just fuck off and do their own thing. They're not even listening to, like, the leader. I think her name was like Kat. She's this lesbian character, and she's ugly as fuck, by the way. But she's trying to tell Ellie and Dina what to do, and they just don't fucking listen. They're fucking annoying. But, you know, they see these, like, blood marks in the snow. They go and investigate this, and it leads them to the supermarket, where outside of the supermarket there's a bunch of dead clickers and a dead grizzly bear that's been absolutely fucked up. And the two, Ellie and Dina, decide to go into the supermarket to see what's up, see if there's any survivors. And by the way, they're not allowed to do this. Kat is, you know, pretty mad, but yeah, you know, they don't give a fuck. They just go fucking willy-nilly into the supermarket. And there's a clicker in there, and they fucking kill it. But as they're walking out, the fucking ceiling gives way, and Ellie falls down a level. So Dina, she fucks off. She goes looking for, like, some stairs or whatever. And Ellie's kind of, you know, patrolling the room, seeing what's up. And in the back, you see some movement going on. You're like, what the fuck? Initially, I thought it was like maybe a cat or something. The more we see in the background, the more we notice it's like a human. You know, what's up with this person? Maybe they're a crazy person. You know, maybe they've been locked in the supermarket so long they become crazy. Because, you know, clickers don't move like this. They walk upright, and this motherfucker's like crawling around and shit. And we have some nice dramatic camera work, a lot of over-the-shoulder shots, a lot of shaky camera as well, which I liked. But then Ellie turns the corner around the aisle and sees the creature, and she's yelling at it, you know, charge at me, you motherfucker. But then it fucks off, you know, it goes hiding. She goes to where it went, and she's looking around, and it's not fucking there, but it was hiding under something. She has a shotgun, she goes, brah! And it's not there. But then it fucking comes from the side, fucking attacks her and bites her. Ellie manages to fucking shoot it. Bah, 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 bah. By this time, Dina comes down. Ellie, she's like, you know, everything's fine. But she's been bitten, so, you know, she has to hide it. And mind you, no one knows that she's immune other than Tommy and his wife and Joel, of course. So after this, there's this meeting with the town council, Ellie and Dina. And Ellie's explaining, like, you know, the clickers, they might have gained some sort of intelligence, you know? And a lot of the council, they're kind of, they don't really believe her, but the black bitch does. I forgot her name. I'm just gonna call her the black bitch. She believes her, and she's got this gut feeling that something bad is gonna happen soon. But then we cut to this party scene. It's New Year's, by the way. And mind you, when they were on patrol, a conversation happened between Dina and Ellie. And Dina's like, you know, who are you gonna take to the dance, Ellie? And Ellie's like, no one really. Dina's like, what about Kat? You went with her last year. And then Ellie's like, I don't know, probably not. And then Dina's like, you know, I'll go with you on some friend shit. So yeah, Ellie goes to the dance, she's in the back chilling with the fucking Asian dude. Dina comes up and she's like, yo, come fucking dance with me, Ellie. And they're dancing. You know, it's a slow song. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I have to go there. Bella Ramsey is so fucking ugly, dude. She is so strange looking. Her physiognomy is fucking bizarre. They need to stop doing fucking side shots of her. Her side profile is fucking horrendous. I am so sorry. There must be some fucking inbreeding in her family. But yeah, anyway, Ellie and Dina, they're dancing and they're whispering to each other. Like, Ellie's like, you know, all the guys are looking at you, dude. And then Dina's like, maybe they're looking at you. And then I'm like, yeah, because she's fucking ugly, cunt. They probably are looking at Ellie, to be honest. Ellie's like, you know, no, they're definitely not looking at me, they're looking at you. You know, Dina's like, maybe they're just jealous of you. And then they fucking kiss, and then I get my fucking cock out. No, I'm kidding, boys, I'm kidding. But then some dude breaks up their kissing. He's like, yo, this is a fucking family event, what are you doing? And they're like, you know, whatever. And then he walks off and he goes, fucking dykes. True. But then fucking Joel comes in, he fucking pushes him over and he's like, you gotta leave. You know, we can't have homophobia here. What is wrong with you, you fucking chud? No homophobia in the town. You need to leave, sir. But then fucking Ellie starts bitching out to fucking Joel. And she's like, I can handle myself. Fuck you. I don't need your help. Like, you weren't gonna do shit, bitch. Shut the fuck up. He fucking helped you. Why are you so mad for? Fucking stupid bitch. Shut the fuck up. But you know, then we cut back to the home. Ellie's in the fucking garage playing on her guitar or whatever. I don't even remember. And, you know, they look at each other and they, you know, go to their rooms basically. But, you know, the camera's zooming away from the Joel household. And then we see this pipe. At the start of the episode, some workers, you know, they're trying to clear some area to build some houses. And they break one of the pipes and shit. And we cut back to this pipe. And some of the fungus is growing out of it. Ooh, so, you know, something's happening. And then we zoom out from the town. And in the distance on the hills, the Fireflies are coming. Abby and her gang are coming. And they're fucking armed. So yeah, a bit of a slow episode. But I'm not that mad because the first episode of new seasons, you know, they're typically a little bit slower than what happens later on during the season. We're introduced to a lot of new characters, which is cool to see. But I do want to talk about some things that I noticed during this episode. First off, you know, let's just talk Bella Ramsey for a second. So one thing I noticed about Bella, especially in the first half of the episode, she makes a lot of like weird faces after dialogue. I don't know if you guys noticed this as well. I don't know if that's just like something she's doing or that's just her face. But I couldn't help but notice myself looking at her after she delivers a sentence and she's doing some sort of fucked up thing with her face. But you know, fuck it, shout out Bella Ramsey. I also noticed that, you know, everything feels pretty cheap about the show. I noticed this a lot with like the outdoor scenes. It doesn't look like it's shot on location. It looks like it's shot in the studio, and from quick research, it does appear to me that, you know, they were shooting outside. They were shooting in fucking Canada or some shit. But there were some scenes that I noticed, it just looked like they were using like a blue screen. Especially the start where they're overlooking a bunch of mountains and shit. That looked really bad. And when they were leaving for patrol and the gates were closing and they were walking out the gate, that 100% looked like they were shooting in a studio to me. And it just didn't look very good. As well as like the establishing shots on Jackson. A lot of like the CGI work was it just feels a little cheap. And even like the practical effects, or what I assume were the practical effects, the dead bear outside the supermarket, it looked like fucking plastic. It didn't look very well made, well put together. It looked really bad. So, you know, that's one thing I'm worried about. I feel like the budget isn't where it should be for this series. Especially compared to other, you know, HBO epic shows like Game of Thrones. And I hope I don't get this feeling later on during the series that the budget is relatively low, especially compared to other shows, which it doesn't deserve. I want it to be good. I'm watching the show. I don't want the show to be bad. I know I'm giving my critiques, but that's tough love. I don't want to watch trash. But other than that, everything else was fine. Maybe the dialogue at times was a little cringe, but that's just Neil Cuckman being Neil Cuckman. I am looking forward to the next episode. I could tell it's going to be a good episode with the Fireflies and Abby descending onto Jackson. So I am looking forward to that. So, with that being said, look forward to my review next week of episode 2. I've said everything I want to say. I'll be doing reviews every single week, as well as my usual review content on new movies coming out. There's a couple new movies coming out this weekend that I want to see. There's audio that I've recorded for another video that I recorded last month that I'm still working on. Big things on the way with the NinjaNamedJay channel. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Letterboxd. I love you, I love you, I love you guys. I appreciate it if you're still watching. Thank you so much. Bye. I love you.